have your fear, which might become reality. And you have Godzilla, which is reality.
I'm sick of Godzilla. Wake up, everyone! There are two things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, and the other is Godzilla.
We're safe enough. No human being can understand that. The monsters on Monster Island can understand it.
Whether he returns or not, or is never again seen by human eyes, the things he has taught us remain.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to YHS on Monster Island. We made it through G-Fest. We're back. Jay, what the fuck, dude? We're here. G-Fest is over.
How's sad? It going? How sad?
It's so sad, dude. It was such It was such a great weekend.
It always goes by fast, and this was probably twice as fast, even though it was the exact same amount of time we've done the last 3 years. It felt like we are, like, honestly, I felt like I set up this morning. Like, you blink and it's gone. And it was amazing. Best G-Fest by far. So fun, so awesome. And yeah, I can't wait to relive some of our highlights and, more importantly, our pickups.
Yeah, dude. I think we got a lot of pickups, and that's why tonight is like it's basically an Oops All Pickups episode. We'll talk about some G-Fest stuff. Talk about like what we did. I mean, we were basically in the dealer room almost the entire time. Yeah. We snuck away a couple times to see Pigmon and Ultraman and Dracula and who stopped by the booth. Dracula, I hope you're listening. I really want to watch your video.
Yes.
Dude, it was amazing. Like, first G-Fest for me, I've always wanted to go, and now it's something that I feel like I can never miss again, you know? And before we get too deep, I just want to say, like, first of all, thank you for, letting me come and help with your booth. And it was so much fun and hanging out with Ryan and everybody, like there was so many people that we hung out with. And some of these people I knew, some of these people I only knew through Instagram, some of these people I did not know and feel like they might be my new best friends. Sorry, Craig and Abby, but like, come to G-Fest. It was just awesome. It was cool. And like, we have talked before. First time me and you met, first conversation we ever had in person was like about how growing up, we didn't have any friends who knew Godzilla stuff. And that has continued up and literally until I met you, Jay.
Same.
Because you have like kind of gotten out there, and with Toku Toy Town, you have like infiltrated and met all these people and done all these shows, and you're bringing them like into my life. And like Kaiju Go last year was so amazing, and it's the first, I mean, I got up in front of that room of people and then almost cried because I was like, these people just cheered because I said Megalon, and like, and then I went to G-Fest and I'm like, I fucking know all these people now. Yeah. Like, we're all friends. We're hanging out. Yeah. We're like going to see midnight movies together, and like it was just the most fun I've ever had. Even being at the booth 98% of the time and like missing a few things, I did not fucking care because it was so much fun.
That's the thing about G-Fest, and what I'm glad, because your experience is so much like mine and Wilhelm's. I've talked to him about it as well too. It's like you go, and it doesn't matter where you're at. You just like the people that or their screen name or their Instagram handle, and like you become, it's like instant friendships, and you hang out with them so much in that time. It's like you fast forward past the first 10 steps of becoming a friend, right? And you're already there by the end of the weekend. And that's what you miss. Like, look, there's cool stuff going on in Godzilla. There's Monsterverse. There's minus 1.0 part 2. There's all this great stuff, but like, I'm not like excited to go to G-Fest next year for learning more about that or seeing things. I'm excited to hang out with everybody and meet Pigmon again. So, but other than Pigmon, no, it really is. And that's the hook, and that's what makes it so great. And the Godzilla and the Kaiju and stuff it's there always, but it's the people you don't want to come back, you want to hang out with, and they're amazing. And it's the best weekend of the year. And it's also just like a little bit validating when you're around 10,000 people that also are crazy about this stuff. And to think, 11, 12-year-old Jake and Jay were like, well, there might be 10 people in the world that care about this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. And it's neat to, to think what you would have done at G Fest had you gone when you were, it first started. So really cool stuff. I'm glad you had a good time, and it's fun. And thank you for all the help. Cause hey, for those that might go to local toy shows or even Comic-Cons where there's so many people, but there's so much else to do, the vendor room at G Fest is a different animal.
It is very different.
It's the main event of a giant weekend, really, and it's like never slow.
It's a never
hard work.
When I got back, I was telling one of my coworkers, and I also said this to Craig and Abby. I was like, hey, I did legitimate work this weekend. more hard work than I probably have ever done. And like, I know that sounds like really crazy, but it is absolutely true. And I mean, like, just to give everybody an idea, so people who haven't seen your booth, go check out on the channel. We have a booth tour video. It is like a sight, it is kind of, I don't want to like call ourselves the main attraction of a main attraction, I'm not going to be like that, but it's really, you have clearly put like a ton, like we said it earlier, and this is not a bad thing about any of these other vendors, but most vendors just put a table up and they just put their toys on the table. Like that's what they do. But Jay, you get the most tables you're allowed to get, and you build it into a store. You have to, like, we got walls up. You have to literally come in. There's like shelving. There's a VHS section. Everything is put like in a proper place. Like the Marmits are over here. The Bandai's over here. There's like a tower. I called it the Tower of Terror. There's banners. There's backdrops. It is really like a big production. And setup day, they let us in at 9 a.m.
Yep.
And then they kicked us out at 9 p.m. We took an entire 12 hours setting this thing up. I looked at my phone. It said I walked almost 7 miles setup day. Just like going back and forth, basically, from here to there, then here to here. It was a lot of fucking work, man. It was a lot. And people are in that booth. Like, we had 4 people working the booth, and there were times where we were like, do we have a 5th? Like, what do we do? It was amazing. It was awful. It was awesome. And it made the days go by even quicker, I think.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you blink and like the day's over in the booth because you're talking to people and they're asking you questions. And it's also just fun to talk about these toys a lot. And that's what is kind of that cool thing about the vendor room is that you're literally like you're having your own one-on-one episode of toy anxiety with somebody right there just talking about what you like about these toys. And that's cool. But no, it's a lot of work, and we're constantly trying to make it better and easier to navigate. I think this year is by far the best setup that we've had. And we've, I would love to add more space and do more stuff, but we're going to find some creative ways to make it even easier to navigate. Mm-hmm. And yeah, as you found out, like from some things that we wanted to do worked out, and some like the best laid plans, sometimes don't always come to fruition. Flooring, but
the flooring was bad.
But it looked great, and I was like,
a good idea.
The most amazing thing, and then nope. But anyway, we didn't want anybody to trip and fall down and impale themselves on a Marmit Dezugoji or anything. But,
that Batra is really sharp.
I know, right?
Another thing that I really like about G Fest and the dealer room and hanging out with everybody is seeing just what everybody else is into buying. Seeing like what, because sometimes I feel like my tastes in Godzilla stuff is kind of an outlier. Like sometimes I like the weird old little things that some people are like, okay, why are you buying that? But I like seeing other, people are coming in and getting excited for toys that I would normally be like, why are you buying that? But when you see other people get just as excited you are about, an Anguirus figure or something, dude, people are going crazy over those fucking Bandai toys.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like those things are flying off the fucking
every booth. I mean, some booths have like tens of thousands.
I mean, some of those booths were just like a sea of Bandai. But yeah, it's just like fun and exciting. Like we would have dinner, every afternoon with a group of people, and we're basically like, cool, what everybody buy today? And you're like, see, and you're like, oh shit, where'd you find that? You know, like that's such a fun part of G Fest.
Well, it's cool that, you know, because of your interest in things like vintage, like magazines and books and those kind of odds and end collectibles. It's a Godzilla fan, a Godzilla Nightlight, an Ultraman, this or that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very serendipitous that Boschzilla, who is a longtime vendor there, who I'd never been around. I'd never really frequented his booth before.
Yeah.
You know, in the new layout, they were right in front of us. So you got to like look at all that stuff, like basically all for 4 days counting setup. And that was kind of cool.
I was at their booth often. There were a couple times I was like, I'm just going to walk over and look again. Yeah. I asked him before, on the day when we were tearing everything down, I asked him if they had any sort of online presence at all. And he was like, no. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Because he had lots of stuff that I wanted to buy.
Oh, but, bins, like boxes of, we were flipping through because I got a couple things from him as well. And it was like flipping through and they were just these like things that you would never seen before.
Yeah.
You know, it might be a instructions to an Ultraman board game. It might be a sticker book or a coloring book or, you know, some sort of like bootleg print.
Lots of like stationary things. And I just like that kind of stuff. There was, I did buy a couple, I didn't buy a ton, but I bought a couple things from him, but he had a lot of stuff that's literally already on my list. You know, he had a ton of the Beatland, the Beatland stuff and some of the, like all those porcelain, Godzilla stuff, which I don't know if that stuff's Beatland or if it's, I don't know. Anyway, he had a bunch of like the old Tomy stuff and
a lot of that. Yeah.
And I really love all that stuff. And he had this big bin of all the like Tomy stamps, which I did get one. I'll show it off, but he had like all of them. There's like a bunch. And I really want to get them all, but I was like, well, I can't buy all the stamps here at G-Fest because I got to get other stuff. I can't just fucking buy 15 stamps. But now that I'm not there anymore, I'm like, all right, Jay, we got to find me 15 stamps. We got to find these fucking dumb stamps. But I love that stuff. The books, all that, you know, it's all over the place. You know, there's just, everybody's got something. And even the booths that are like, there might be a booth that looks like it's not really the stuff you collect, but then when you look closely, you're like, oh wait, no, hidden over here, that's something I want, or this. It's just, everybody's got good stuff, man.
You have to dig in some of them, and that's kind of the antique mall style approach, you know. And it's also what I like about G-Fest is it's a cool place where you can find a lot of these vintage collectibles and movie posters and things like that, but you have that nice mix of, you have independent toy creators, some now with licenses, you know, your Seismics and Titanic Creations and Last Bastions of the world. But you also have, of course, the Japanese manufacturers that come over, Marusan and Sunguts and M1 and US Toys, which it's just neat to have, you know, have them in their presence there. Yeah. Intermixed. Just
hanging out. Yeah.
Just intermixed with, you know, the Tokyo Toy Towns and the Otaku Americas and Toy Matrixes of the world. So it's just kind of there's, like I said, there's not another vendor room, I think, like it, that's solely dedicated to a single genre, subgenre, property type thing as G-Fest is. And now again, I've never been to Star Wars Celebration. I know that they have a lot of very Star Wars.
But Star Wars Celebration might be held in a bigger place, but it is not like this. It's not. Yeah. It's not just booths and booths of toys. In fact, like the Star Wars Celebration in Japan, we were like, where are all the fucking toys at? You know, literally, we were like, wait, why is there? We thought there were going to be a lot of really cool booths with a lot of Japanese Star Wars stuff, and it was just like one row of stuff, and we're like, wait, that's it. So no, it's not. I don't think Star Wars Celebration really. There's too much other stuff going on at Celebration, and it doesn't really hold a candle to like the amount of Godzilla stuff or kaiju stuff that's at G-Fest.
It's the best, man. It is. It's fun and it's cool to see it. I mean, it is a little weird, like, because you know, you and Ryan both have experienced it first from the vendor standpoint. You know, I had one year where I went not as a vendor just to check it out, and it's way more fun. to do it as a vendor.
Well, I'm sure it is because G Fest is big and it's one of, if not the biggest Godzilla convention in the United States, but it's also like compared to Comic-Con, it's not big. You know what I mean? It's in one hotel and it's like, you can walk around comfortably. Like I saw the lines for the dealer room and I saw how crazy it is, but I feel like that's the craziest part of it. Yeah. Like you could probably walk right in the art room or whatever. The other stuff that's going on, you're never waiting. Sometimes at Dragon Con you can be waiting 45 minutes for a fucking elevator, and like this is not like that. But the dealer room is. It's like there's always a line for the dealer room is like the concentrated area of people. But yeah, I would imagine if I went to G Fest, I would probably spend the first hour walking through the art room, the autograph section, which I'm actually kind of shocked on how G Fest does their autograph stuff. Because like most conventions that I've been to gets as many guests for autograph as they can. Like I go, like those little Atlanta horror conventions or whatever, the dealer rooms are really tiny. It's just like, but then there's 30 people signing autographs, 40 people, like 2 rooms of people signing autographs. Dragon Con, it's a ballroom of people. Like Comic Con, it is a fucking madhouse. But then G Fest is like, we got 5 people this year instead of 4. And I'm like, that's it? Like that,
and you get 2 hours to get the autograph.
Yeah. So that is odd. And I think this is my first G Fest, but I know it's always a very small number of, I don't know if that has anything, at first I was like, well, maybe it's because it's a lot of like foreign guests and they're coming from Japan, but you know what? No, that's not true, because I went to a Atlanta horror convention that was not a Godzilla convention, and it had more Godzilla guests than like G Fest does. So I think it might just have something to do with the mentality of whoever's like booking that kind of stuff, and maybe they just don't. It's just not something they focus on as much. But I am a little surprised they don't try to get more as far as guests go.
I know some of the guests. It is these are especially some of our favorites that were from Showa era shows. They're getting a little bit older, and so they try to give them less time to actually have to be there and signing autographs and stuff. Totally get that. Makes total sense. But still, like you think there would be more of them, but I mean that like All Monsters Attack show that happens, that's a part of whatever, like that's not a big show. That's not a big show, but if you look at their guests, there's a lot of guests, what I mean? There's a lot more. And maybe there's some guests that you see a little more often, but still, like I went to that Atlanta horror convention and met 3 Godzilla suit actors. You know what I mean? And it's like, wait, they're all just here. So I don't know. The dealer room is probably where I would spend most of my time, even if I wasn't attached to the dealer room. So that's just where I would want to be. That's the kind of stuff I'd want to do. That, and I would watch all the Ultraman shows every day. I would be in there for every show they do. I was very impressed. I was very impressed with what we saw, the small snippet that we saw of what they did. And we talked about it before the show. We talked about it before we went. Like, that is a big upgrade for G-Fest, a huge addition. And like I said, from what we heard, it delivered. From what we saw, that small bit, it delivered. Meeting Pigmon and Ultraman and the suit actors, it was, I mean, one of my highlights, besides, speaking of the autograph guys, besides seeing Ben Furuya in his all silver Ultraman suit, besides that, was just when Pigmon came through the curtain, and it just was the loudest ovation. It was it was amazing.
100% one of my favorite parts. I'm really glad we got to go meet Pigmon and give him a hug. And
I know.
I mean, at this point, like I clipped together the pictures that we took in there, like me hugging Pigmon and just me meeting him. And then I clipped it together with the pictures of the Pigmon on the bench from Sukagawa, and I was like, holy shit! At this point, like we're friends. Me and Pigmon are buddies. So.
Yeah, 100%. Like birthday invites and everything.
Yeah. Jay, is there anything else you want to touch on before we get into pickups? We're already 20 minutes in here. So
I think I just encourage people if they have a chance to go to G Fest to do it and stop by and say hi. But I know, hey, we gotta probably talk some toys, right?
Let's do it.
They love that sweet sound final. Get it as much as they can. Sometimes it's a glitter Godzilla, and sometimes it's Vector Man. For those best exclusives, it's gonna cost lots of yen. And let's hope that Sofubi is off their holiday top 10. Yeah, we got Kaiju pickups. Oh, what a glorious day. Oh, Kaiju pickups. Now back to Jake and Jay.
Hey, okay. So, do you want me to start?
Yeah, however you usually start. So
Yeah. Well,
good.
I was telling you this before we hopped on. I actually got 2 pickups the day before I left for G Fest. So I wanted to show those off because they're super awesome, and I'm pumped. And had they been at G Fest, I would have bought them. So the first one was from, last year at Kaiju Go, Resin Blood was one of the artists there, and we bought like the Mr. Unnatural and some other things. Well, he had this really cool original character thing that was done and sculpted by the character, I guess, was a sculptor named Pendragon, who, like I said, don't have any of his toys, but Resin Blood did the paint, and it was so cool. It reminds me, the character kind of reminds me of like a little bit like almost like the War Duke from Dungeons and Dragons. But look at this, but the paint is just awesome. Look at this guy. Look at that.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, look at that guy. He's very cool. But yeah, it's like this very, very Dungeons and Dragons evil little Night Lord type guy. Look at him. But love the colorway, and just kind of matches some of my other stuff from those guys, from him.
That's cool.
The next thing is I got this right before we went from who actually a guy I met at G Fest, Ed Miller, briefly, and I'm all in on this line. I have the Space Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla 93 coming. I got the 54, but I wanted the 62, and I loved this colorway, and he had one, and I was like, I got to get it. I haven't been able to find it anywhere else, and that's NECA vinyl. And the 62 is absolutely one of my faves. I love this guy. I mean, look at those little chubby cheeks.
Love him.
Yeah, I love the colorway.
Ooh, that color. Yeah. Those spines are sharp. Hey, that's also that's a bigger toy than I thought it was.
Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to measure him up here to something. Yeah. So, I'll just do the next one to show you. Like, this is about an 8.5 inch toy. So he's about 8 inches tall, 7.5, 8 inches tall. Yeah, love that. So, hey, already showed him off. So this is something, ever since the Thailand Toy Expo, when I was like, this is my favorite toy they had there, I've always been waiting to get one of the Hakutakus from Sunguts. And since Sunguts was there for the first time, that was the first stop for many people because the ridiculously cheap prices going direct. And I thought it was the best time to get one of these guys. And this is one of those like white ox with 3 eyes on its head, eyes on its side, and it's a monster of Japanese folklore and stuff. And there's been some really cool colorways, but I love this colorway, and it was like $60, so whatever, it was $65.
Jesus Christ!
Great piece, and so I wanted to really get the Sunguts Hakutaku.
That thing is so cool. Everything Sunguts had was
great.
It was really hard making decisions with Sunguts this weekend.
It was. You could say that about a couple of the vendors.
Yeah.
Now, the other one I think you got as well. So, sorry if I'm still a little thunder here.
You're good. Go for it.
But I did from Sunguts. And I don't know if it was you or Wilhelm or maybe all of us. Because once again, for $35, I mean, how can you mess up? But from the Redman version of Gyros from Sunguts. Look at that guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's beautiful.
I love it.
He's beautiful. Now, did you pick him up? You picked him up.
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
I got him as well. Now, I actually had like, yeah, he's right here. I had bought some other things from Sunguts, and probably like many people, I went back multiple times, and on one of my, I didn't really notice him the first time because my eyes were kind of on the usuals, you know.
Yeah.
But I went back and I saw him there, and I was like, well, that is such a derpy, beautiful face, and I really loved it. So yeah, I also got him.
There's one older colorway of this. I think actually our good buddy and friend of the podcast, friend of all YHS properties, Johnny Cock has, and it's this guy, and it's like a gray, like when you get up to it, it's almost like an iridescent metallic patina, but like you don't notice it right away. It's not like bright and stuff. And, and it's just like almost like when you turn it, it's like different colors and stuff, like a awesome, like precious metal. That one was still, I think, the best one that they've released, and it looks so good on the Gyros. I've yet to find that one again. So, but yeah, I love that one. So, for those that haven't been, if you can imagine, there's this big rectangular ballroom, and there's two kind of little alcoves that are carved out that have 6 or 7 vendors, and on one side it's literally Sunguts, Marusan, M1, US Toys, and they're all kind of right there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, let's just like buy
together. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah. And so so my next stop was US Toys, and they ended up getting another shipment late on Saturday, but on Friday, like I went 3 or 4 hours in, and they were like almost wiped out.
Same.
They had like 2 rows of building blocks and a couple other things, but I was able to snag a few things, including one non-US toy thing from their booth, which is almost like sacrilegious, but I did it. But from the building block series, I honestly didn't even remember what I grabbed. I just literally took my hand like this and pushed half the line and said, I want these. So I kind of got what I got, but I was very happy. The reason I did, the one that kind of drove me to it was, like you, I had to get a green Booska.
Hey,
yeah, I did get this little guy. He's like the hey, he's Fonzie. But US Toys is the best. I mean, gosh, they're the best.
Yeah.
The fact that you can get these for $50 a pop, and they're the most beautiful toys ever, and they just are awesome, and I love these so much. Oh, green Booska. It's a green Booska. The other one that caught my eye was let's see if I'm gonna try to take him out here because I think he might show up better out of the little building box. And it's not, I don't typically go for heteras, but this one was just like standing out because it was so bright and so bold. Hard for the paper rattling here. But look at this guy. I don't know if you saw him. I don't know if he was there when you were there or not. But this bubblegum pink hetera.
Whoa. I did not see that.
Yeah, he is bright pink.
In fact, I don't think I saw any headeras on that table anytime I got over there. Yeah.
Only one when I was there. Maybe the second shipment had some, but it was just phenomenal. And I have no US Toy heteras. The other two were obvious ones, kind of like Booska. It's like when we talk about Ultra Kaiju and like the cute, fun, awesome ones, we talk about Booska, Pigmon, and Canagon. So I had to get a Pigmon and Canagon. So the Canagon, I got this kind of cool light blue, almost like translucent with a little gold spray there. Very good. Love that one. And then the Pigmon was a greenish metallic green, on almost seafoam green with a blue back. And then I don't even know what to call it, a yellowy type belly and face and stuff. It looks really cool.
Yeah. That's good. It's good colors. I like teal.
Oh, I know. I love it. But maybe my favorite thing from them was I went and they had something that I've actually sold at the store, but I love it, and I haven't found another one for this price. And it was from B Club, from Bandai B Club, and the old Bullmark Namagon.
Oh, cool. And yeah, I saw that over there.
Yeah, and I love it. But here's the thing. So I buy this for a cheap price, and I love it, and I'm great. I got a good little Namagon thing going.
Yeah.
They snuck something in the bag, and I was like, because I did not know it was part of it. Now I'm in my head, they snuck it in the bag. It probably wasn't there written like, "Hey, this comes with it." No idea. So I literally didn't discover this until I was unpacking it last night, and because it's not B Club, it's from Cast. You know who Cast does a lot of those like They did the Space Titanium pipe, and they do like a lot of little things. They freaking added in from that episode. I'm going to open it up right here because I'm going to use it. Might as well open it up here. The little necklace of the Namagon egg that Yuri-chan gets and turns into the second Namagon. So we open this up here. But yeah, this little guy, like I'll hold this little guy was the little Namagon egg that was on
secret toy.
Secret toy. Look at that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that somewhere, but that's amazing. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
That's very cool.
The episode. I love that episode. Okay, so now a couple things here before I get into some of the bigger stuff. I think you also got this because all of us got it because it was a nice gift from our good buddy Sweaty Vinyl. And Sweaty, we show up and he's just handing out freaking Godzilla bear bricks. What the heck, man? Look at this. Yeah, there he is. I thought that was cool. I think he said this came from a Japanese Happy Meal. Oh no. Oh yes, there's that little quartet that comes with Hamburglar, maybe Birdie, and I don't know, is it Ronald McDonald or whatever? Yeah. I think actually Craig Goldberg might have this.
Really?
Because I think I got that for his birthday one year. I think I got him that for that. But yeah, I think that's the one.
He probably doesn't even know it.
I know, right? Thanks a lot.
That's cool. Yeah, very cool. Thank you much.
And then also on we got the same thing. Another gift that I think is really awesome. We got it the last day because we had a surprise visitor. We're at the booth. We're hanging out. We're winding down. It's late on Sunday. And then bam, artist extraordinaire, the great Tom Whalen came by. Mm-hmm. And it was so cool to talk to Tom and hang out with him before Kaiju Go. And the dude brought gifts. And we were able to get the yellow Godzilla Tower pin. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Yellow variant.
Which is my favorite color. So I was super pumped to get that. So I can display them all now with the 3 towers that I have. So thank you, Tom. You didn't even know he was helping me out.
Tom's awesome. I loved hanging out with him.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk more about Tom as we get to Kaiju Go and stuff. So so I had that. And then, we talked about that Boschzilla. And I was able to get one thing and then one amazing gift, which I believe was from Boschzilla. But the one thing I was able to pick up was we were talking to him and I was going through those bins and they had this amazing punch balloon that was Ultraman on half of it. And then it goes over here to Ultra 7 on the other side. And the art here is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, it is amazing. Look at Ultra 7.
Those little bins he had or those little all of those books that have like artwork on the front that that artwork only exists in one place and it's on the cover of those books. So I really love that stuff. That thing is so cool.
Yeah. And then one of my other favorite things was a gift from the Tattoo Titan of Tokusatsu. He knows I love me some Spectre Man. He knows I love me some Ultra 7. And hey, let's find an album that has both on there. So I had this amazing artwork and a little Japanese baseball as well. Yeah. But you open it up,
which he's like, it's like an invisible bat. He's like holding a bat, but there's no bat.
I know there's like the end of it, and then it like disappears behind his head. I think it's supposed to there, but that means the bat's kind of crooked. Yeah. But yeah, the artwork. There's a lot of like, photographs and stuff in here as well. But some of this, like, I mean, look at this. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Spectre Man and was it Thunder Gaze, the big whale monster. But look, and also, boom. Look at that.
Hell yeah.
Good shape too. Like these are like in really good condition. But I just fell in love with the art in here. It's amazing. I mean, I want this. As I drop that, I really want this as like a giant landscape poster. Like that is amazing. The Triumph Spectre Man.
I love that like era of artwork. There's so much. It's all amazing.
Yeah, so I was really excited with those two things from that booth. This was really good, and thank you again for that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that little alcove, in that little cubby, also Titanic Creations is there, and they were selling, and I believe they were selling these at Decon as well, the little chibis, and I was able to pick up both the Yongari Golden chibi variant there, and then also the Pulgasari or the Pulgasari. Or Pulgasari there. So I really love these two guys. I haven't even taken them out yet, but I'm gonna put those in there. And I just love their sculpt on the Yongari because it has the flamethrower in the mouth.
Yeah,
you're gonna tell that it's sculpted in there like it is in the movie. I think that's so good, as opposed to making it like as if it was the a sweet monster. So cool. So as we make our way there, actually, got to backtrack a little bit. We went to Last Bastion, and they had a lot of cool stuff from our friends like Jenny Cherry and Adam Pasquale and of course Octeal. But I wanted to get the new release from Chris and Wes over there at Last Bastion proper, and Giron inspired Mecha Tanto. And it is a mechanical, an adorable but menacing cybernetic mechanical version of Giron. And the colorway is amazing. They had a lot of
those are so cool.
This look, I know it's also like I might get beat up behind the schoolyard tomorrow for saying this, but because I know Ragnar is Ragnar, this might be my favorite thing that they've done.
It is very cool. Yeah, I stopped in front of that booth and looked at those a couple times. It's just a good toy.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And I did pick up Jenny Cherry's new monster, Kaiju, which is this. It looks like a slime monster, but it's melted like icing and has sprinkles on the top, and the one big giant single eyeball has a heart shaped thing and in the middle for the pupil, and it's just the cutest thing. It was a pink and white marble. I got it because my young daughter, every time I go to a show, whether it's Decon or Kaiju Go or whatever, it's like, is Jenny Cherry going to be there? And she always wants to look at her Instagram and everything. And that was her official first Jenny Cherry toy.
That's
and
amazing.
One of her first like true Sofubi toys. And my son, I got him the Sunguts because he loves Anguirus, so he loved that. But I did pick up the Jenny Cherry one as well because it's amazing and so cool. So that booth really was rocking it. And over also in that little cubby, I spent a lot of time in that cubby. Spent a lot of time, a lot of money.
Good cubby, yeah.
Good cubby. Was Otaku America. We've talked about them on the show before. We've bought stuff from Anthony and Nate, and they're good people. And I tried to buy this last year, and it sold out. Like they said, they brought 25 last year, and they released the new colorways. And I'm kind of glad because I like the colorway I got this year. But they did this. I'm opening it right now. Once again, I haven't opened a lot of these. They did a giant claw Sofubi because everybody loves the giant claw. So I got this one, which was the Astro Power variant. So look at this guy. Like these colors speak to me. This purple and teal and gold, and I just love this guy. I was so glad. I was really bummed last year when I wasn't able to snag one.
Yeah.
And this thing is so cool, well painted. They had a couple different variants there that were awesome. So thank you, Otaku, for doing this, for doing the cool minis cave landscape thing that you can put your toys on. They're doing some really cool stuff over there outside of just their vending at shows and stuff. So I love this one a lot.
That's a great toy. The colors on that are really striking.
Yeah, it just fits. Okay, so then I have a couple more, and these I would all say were my big ones. These two, I knew I was going to get when I went there if they were still available. I wanted to get these two. The first one, our good friends over at Marusan, and we've talked about how I think maybe this year, and toy line of the year, I think so. Marusan, their Sea Monster series, I think has to be considered because it spans properties. Maramon, Toho, Subaraya, and I don't have any, and I wanted to get one that I think it looks the best because it's so goofy, and I'm underrepresented when it comes to this great return of Ultraman monster, and that is Takong. And so I was able to get the Sea Monster series Takong. Look at this little dude. I absolutely love it.
That's the dumbest looking monster I've ever seen, and I love it.
Yeah, he gets 2 episodes.
What does he even have hands for? You can't do a goddamn thing with those hands.
Hey, do not talk ill of Takong. But, no, this is so cool. I just love this, whatever this kind of orangey brown. It just reeks of vintage, and all of the monsters in the Sea Monster series look so good, especially the Maramon. I think the Maramon kaiju look awesome. Titanosaurus looks great.
Yeah, the Titanosaurus is great. We had 2 at our booth.
We did.
And you know, at first I was looking at them all week, and I was like, "Oh, dang, these are the sea monster ones." I was like,
Yeah.
"These look good." I
so
like
good.
that Titanosaurus anyway because he's got his tongue out, but it's like, dang, these are cool.
The other one was we talked about on the when we got there that like you, myself, Ryan Wilhelm, Sweaty Vinyl, everybody that was talking about it was like, if I don't get this, it's not going to be a fun G Fest. Like we're going to be in a bad mood. We're going to be moody and just like in the corner, like closing up the booth. But good news is they brought like a zillion of them.
Yeah,
a zillion of them, and that of course is the Planet X Alien B, the trike from M1. There he is. Hey, this was, I think, one of the most sought after toys there. You know, one that was affordable, one that there wasn't more than like 10. And if you kind of factor in of all the ones that, you know, you had the ability to get, I think this was one of the best ones. What beautiful art. Yeah, there. Look at that. So great.
Yeah.
Look at that. And then I had 2 more, Jake, and I'll finish up. And then I know people will be tired of me talking. But the 2 I would say did not plan and would be my bigger purchases. I love these both. One was entirely unplanned because it was from a friend that was there was looking to sell something. And so if anybody's in the Facebook groups around Sofubi collecting, kaiju collecting, you know the name Thomas Lee because he like starts all of them. Like, I mean, literally the dude like is an admin on 7,000 Facebook groups. I don't know how he does it. I have a theory that he's either AI or there's more Thomas Lees.
He's AI.
He is AI. But no, I saw him in person. And he was like just casually walking around holding this beautiful, rare, hard to find, collection defining piece, just like holding it like a football, like, hey, here it is. I'm like, you know, everybody's like, hey, awesome pickup. Oh no, Mr. Lee was trying to sell it. And Mr. Lee came to our booth and his price was very, very, very fair. There wasn't even in haggling or negotiation. This was like, in my head, I saw it. And once I heard he was selling it, I had a number pop in my head and it was a little bit below that. So I was like, hey, I'm not going to press my luck on that.
Yeah.
That's bad toy collecting karma.
Yeah.
And I know also Thomas is going to buy something really cool with the money. And, you know, who knows what will get recirculated. So from Marmit, a Marmit Desugoji, and this is the gray and translucent orange with gold glitter variant. There he is. And the gold speckling of glitter on the spines, you can see there a little bit. It's subtle. You don't notice the glitter from up here. You notice it from right here. It's awesome.
Yeah.
This is a similar but slightly different than my other Marmit Desugoji. I'm very curious to see how they get along. So I'm excited about this. You know, this is one of my better pickups from G Fest ever. So I'm really excited this was able to be acquired from Mr. Lee. But
dude, this is a cool toy, and I even felt cool getting to hold it. You know what I mean? I was just like, you know, some toys that you don't see as often, and it's like it's just good to have this in your hands. And I like this colorway better than your other one.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I like that there's
both good. Both good. This one edges the other one out.
I think so too. I really do. I like some of the fun. I like when toys, especially in this Sofubi world, when they look a lot different at different angles, at different distances and stuff. And this really fits that. Yeah. And it's a great toy. And like I said, Thomas offered me amazing price. The last thing I got unplanned, so happy I got it. I was like, you know, I've been eyeballing one of these for a while, and they had one at the last couple of G Fest. They bring these and they sell out so quickly. They had a few more this time. From M1, I went ahead and decided to make a move on a DX Hedera. So I was able to get the giant. I don't even know what this is. Like, let's see. This is 9 inches
big.
tall.
I mean, that's a 2 foot. That's almost a 2 foot figure.
19 inches, 20 inches tall here.
Yeah.
Anyway, glow in the dark, the Halloween colorway, which I love when they released all those Halloween colorways, and I haven't been able to acquire a lot of them. So I said, hey, what a good way to start.
Yeah.
And the best part is I because it's my first Hedera DX, I had UG sign it. There it is. And so I had him sign it. But so I'm going to find a way to display him with this arm up. and this leg just like kicked up like he's walking. So you can see like
Yeah.
this, hey, like touch your toes, buddy. It's so beautiful. Love it so much. And I would say one of my favorite G-Fest pickups ever. He's my buddy. We're just gonna hang out.
I mean, anything with Halloween colors is a win. And on top of that, for me, the bigger a toy is, the better it is. I love toys when they're really big. Like that is something I've always liked. So it's got that also going for it. That is a beautiful pickup. Very good stuff.
And that is my haul. I'm very I told you this off air, but this is like not even close my best G-Fest haul I've ever had. No offense to my two gilalas, my ketchup and mustard gilala I got with my first one, but like this was just everything. Like there was a lot of stuff I would and once again, only 2 things were quote unquote planned. I mean, I knew I was gonna get some US toys, right? Just like that's just like whatever they have.
Yeah,
you know?
you're just gonna do that.
But the between the Takong and the Zillion Trike, like or something from Sea Monster series and the Zillion Trike, that was it. So I don't know, super pumped, and it was awesome. Thank you for all your help, obviously manning the booth, you and Ryan, where I can go out and speed by things. You know, this.
Jay, your pickups are amazing, and I was so happy to be able to walk around and do some of the picking up with you. I feel like that's something like. As much as good of friends as we are, and as much as we get to see each other's pickups every other week, we're not there for pickups very often. So, like, to be at a convention with you and like to walk around and watch, it's just fun. It's just fun.
Hey, toy hunting and toy collecting with friends is the best. Like, honestly, like, it's the best, and buying fits right in there with it. It's like so. I don't know. It just adds to it, right? Like it adds to the fun. And no, I agree. 100%. I love that we're able to do that a little bit more now with Decon and Kaiju Go, and now hopefully G-Fest as an annual tradition.
I'm in. Yeah,
I think, and hey, in Japan a little bit, more on the Ultraman Day. Yeah.
We're doing that a lot this year. We're buying toys together a lot this year. Cool.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Well, I'll do some pickups real quick before I get too far into G-Fest stuff. I will say I picked up this shirt.
Nice.
I got this shirt off of Etsy from Richard Garcia Art. I just really love this design. Does the cool. Cute? Yeah, I just thought it was cool. Pick that up. Let's see. I got one other non-G-Fest pickup. It showed up today. Ooh, this was a pre-order. This is something that was unveiled last year at Comic-Con. I sent you pictures of it at Comic-Con last year. And then it went up for pre-order, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. And then today I got an email from FedEx saying your order from Unbox Industries is out for delivery. And I was like, what the fuck did I get from Unbox Industries?
Yeah.
And I opened it up.
Same email. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't
so
get the
maybe is this at your neighbor's house?
It might be at my neighbor's house. But I got that because oh, my heart is warm.
Yeah. I got the little Godzilla today. I was so happy. Such a nice surprise to just randomly show up the day we're recording.
Oh,
love this toy. So beautiful. So happy this came in. Yeah, it's perfect.
Forgot all about that toy.
I did too.
Amazing. It looks, those colors, even
great.
through I know sometimes things get a little bit muted. That bam, that
it is very bright. It is like a very, very bright green. Yeah.
Love it.
It's great. Yeah. So that came in. And before I get going, I did show this off with you, the trike, but I do want to say this counts toward one of my top 10s because I had a top 10 of more like human-esque figures.
Yep.
And this is a humanoid on a tricycle. So this counts towards a top 10 this year. All right. So I'll start off with just some of the smaller things, the things that aren't toys. Yeah. I won't spend like a ton of time on these guys, But I picked up some of these Menko cards.
Oh, yeah, you showed me those.
I got an Ultraman there, just kind of hanging out with a dude in the back, and then this with just a couple of cool Ultra Kaiju, I think, fighting away there. Another, I like this Ultraman with his arms crossed, like no nonsense Ultraman.
He's just disappointed in somebody.
Yeah, and then I found a Godzilla one. Like,
look at that one!
Pretty cool green Godzilla. I've been like kind of eyeing these Menko cards since Japan.
Yeah.
I've just been wanting to like buy a bunch of them, even though like there's no great way to like display these or anything. I just want them, so I just grabbed those few.
Yeah, that was my question. Like how, like, I guess you could put it all together and get like some custom framing or something done, or like, I don't know.
I mean, maybe it depends on what I end up getting. Like you can frame like the uncut sheets or something, but I might just get like a card album, like a trading card album and throw them in there. Cool. I did pick up, like I was saying earlier, a couple Tomy things, and they had these Tomy stamps. I have been watching these stamps on eBay, which is not a great place for them because it's like 4 times the price as what I paid for this one. Yeah. It's going to be hard to see.
Yeah.
So it's hard for you to see that, but I will show you the image that's on that stamp is on something else I bought. And it was another one of the little Tomy like gotcha prizes. Yeah. But it's just like this little Godzilla bag.
Oh, that's amazing.
This is the image on the stamp. It's Godzilla fanning himself.
I love it. I love the synergy in your pickups there. It's amazing.
I just love that.
That's a cool picture. Oh,
that art is cool. Hey, that's where my Menko cards are going. I'm gonna fill this bag up.
I love that. Yeah.
Hang it somewhere in the toy room. All right. Let's see. From the same vendor. Also found, I've been looking at these since Japan as well, because I saw a couple of them. I'm also watching some of these on eBay, but finding one in person is pretty amazing. I found this really awesome vintage Busca record. Let's see. Got it in there, There's no artwork on the inside. It's just a record. We got this on the back. But man,
boom, look at that.
That is beautiful.
I mean, that is the meaning of life right there.
I love this artwork.
Yeah.
The old cartoon Busca stuff is so cool.
So good. Like that when you showed me that, like I think you picked that up on early Friday, right? Like
it was one of the first things. That was my first haul. That little haul of stuff. It was it was my second. My first haul I bought before the fucking show even opened, but I'm saving that for the end. But so that I got that stuff pretty early. Also, Jay, you gave me a book I want to show off here. This really cool book.
Oh yeah, I thought that was cool.
Like Tsuburaya like manga book. It's a hardcover book. Look at this beautiful illustration on the back of like, I'm guessing that's a young, I don't know if that's supposed to be Tsuburaya or just a random. Well, he's holding an Ultraman and there's a little Godzilla.
Is he smoking?
He's not. But it's just like, it's just like a normal manga. It's got all kinds of artwork and some Godzilla and Ultraman stuff in it. And then it looks like maybe towards the back, there's just some general like info about different Ultraman stuff. But Jay, thank you. This is awesome.
When we were looking up try to get that the kids book from the Tsuburaya Museum, that came across that, and I was like, that just looks like something Jake needs. So I would grab it. And it's one of those things like you don't know what you're getting yet, like you don't, like
right.
And it looked great, and it was like legit, and it was wonderful. So I love that cover.
Yeah, thank you. One other book that I picked up. Now this is kind of interesting because it feels like they're really trying to kind of break into like mainstream. Like this looks like something you'd see in a Books A Million. Yeah. There's a book series coming out. I bought the first book in the series. It is like a young adult series about a group of kids that all work at the Ultra Academy. And it's like, I guess they work along, not really like with Ultraman, but they're probably doing the side stories.
Yeah.
And the first book I picked it up, and it has Balton on the cover, and you can see he's like fighting with these children. But this very much looks like, the kind of book you would just go to Books a Million and see.
Yeah.
And the author was there, and she signed it for me. And like, also look at this amazing, like, weird mandala of Ultraman. It's not an illustrated book. It is just like a kid's book, like a young adult kid's book about kids working for Ultraman, and I just think that's cool. So
I love
grab
they're doing that. But you know what I saw that when you showed me that, the first thing I thought?
What's that?
When I think of Ultraman, I think of young adult books. I think of they should have got Mark Nagata to do the cover art just because he could have tied into his Goosebumps thing. It would have been amazing.
That would have been pretty great. Yeah. They fucked up, dude.
Come on, Subaraya.
All right, so we'll go to Sunguts since that's I already showed off the one there, but I did pick up some other Sunguts. I mean, so you gotta get Garamon. I mean, this is so strange, and it's so strange because this Garamon is so unlike what Garamon looks like that if you showed this and like a normal Garamon or Pigmon to a normal person, there's no way they're thinking this is the same.
Unless they've watched Redman. That's the only way,
right? Right. Because I know he's strange in that one as well, but it's just...
It's so good.
I love his dumb face.
It's so dumb in the most amazing way. Like, dumb is like the dumb, but every collector needs a variant of that Sofubi Redman Garamon, or I don't even know if you're a collector. It's that good though. It is that fun and funny and goofy and dumb and amazing.
Yeah. But you can't just get Garamon.
No.
You got to get Kangaskhan too.
Yes.
I love the way his mouth is so super wide open.
Yeah.
I have never seen this in another Kangaskhan figure. Like his mouth being that.
And like the upper lip is just like flipped up. I mean, it's so goofy looking.
I have never seen that. So love it. The purple.
I gotta get a Kangaskhan from Sunguts. I gotta get one. I don't have one.
You got to, man. You got to get one.
Oh, it's so good.
I could not stop there, and I got one more Sunguts. I kept like walking by, and I was like, "All right." When they're fucking $35 and $40, it's like, how do you stop?
100%.
Had to pick up the Minya and Mothra. I have been wanting this Minya. I've been wanting this Minya for so long, and I like this colorway because it sort of looks like normal Minya. Yeah. This is great. Needed them, cute. That's my Sunguts haul.
I think it's Sunguts' best sculpts. I really do. I think that Minya is amazing. And for those that go to G Fest for the first time, if Sunguts comes back, which I think they will, they sold out of a lot of their stuff pretty fast.
I could not believe how cheap that stuff was. I mean, like Sunguts, whenever you buy it off of the secondary market, like some of that stuff is $100+, and they're selling it direct so cheap. I mean, I took a picture before they had any of their actual toys out on setup day. They had their little shelf and they had their price sheet up, and I took a picture of it. And I don't think, other than like the stuff like the bigger toy like you got, there's nothing over like $60. It's all. I mean, those were all, I think, $35 a piece.
Yep.
Like maybe the Garamon was 40, or maybe the G-Rus was 40.
Yeah.
But it's all cheap stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So the US Toys table, whenever Michael showed us a photo of what they had out, and they had a lot of those like medium-sized figures out, and you don't see those as often. And I really wanted to pick up. They had a Pigmon or a Garamon, and I was like, oh man, I want that. But by the time I got to the US Toys table, there was like 15 things on the table, and all of the only like medium-sized toys they had left was the Ultraman, where he's kind of in the crouching position. And though I really do want that, and I actually almost bought one of those in Japan, I do really want it, but it wasn't like I need to get that right now. I can, the Garamon, I would have just bought it. But I did buy one thing from US Toys. exact same thing you got.
Yes.
And what's crazy is like I didn't see yours when you bought it or anything. I just went over there and they had one. They had one Busca and it was bright green. I was like, well, that's the one I'm gonna grab. US Toys, like I wish I could have grabbed way more of these, but it was just like I'm at this big convention. I gotta pick and choose. If I can get more later, I'll come back. But for now, I just had to get the Busca. Yeah. They had a purple Gigan that I almost also grabbed. I really like their Gigan, but passed on it. Had to get Busca, and then it wasn't until later that you were like, "Oh, I got a Busca," and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if we got the same one." Definitely. Just
I love that. No, their table's awesome. But that's another one you got to hit up early. You got to hit up early if you go.
Yeah. So you were talking about Marusan and the Sea Monster series. The Sea Monster series was kind of like you. It was one of the only things that I knew for sure I was like, well, I'm gonna go buy at least one of the Sea Monster series. I didn't have one picked out. It's really hard to pick one from the Sea Monster series, especially because like 2 or 3 of them are very similar. Like a couple of the toys are so similar that I'm like, wait, what is the difference in these two guys?
Because I know in the Marmon ones, remember they did where they would take they style one after the vintage sculpt and then they would modernize. Similar, but like one's a little clunky, a little chunkier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think this is a line I'd like to get more of. Maybe at Decon if they're still carrying Sea Monster series around, maybe I'll grab another one. But for now, I got Sea Bull.
Yes.
This is a great one.
I love that one.
I just love this. It is such a fun, cool design. I want to see this guy in a movie. It's awesome. And then also Kaminaga like came over and stamped a Chicago stamp for me. I love that they do that.
Yeah.
But
hey, they didn't stamp anything for me.
He didn't get you a stamp?
Yeah, when he was right there. I must be on his like crap list or something. I don't know.
Oh my God. Send them a message. You owe
Lou,
me a
if you're listening, come on, Lou.
He did it for me. It was great. But yeah, dude, Sea Bull, this guy is all these colors.
So good. So good. Hey, maybe at Decon or Kaiju Golf see you there before. Bring your Sea Bull and we'll do some battles. We'll do some
that'd be fun. Yeah, I'd love that. Let's see. This is maybe the last thing I bought, and you kind of helped me out with grabbing this, but one of the things that's been on my mind for a long time is the Beatland stuff, and I have a lot of it on my like watch list on eBay, and I have an alert out for anytime anything Tomy or Beatland shows up on eBay, it alerts me. And what I really love is there's this whole line of stuff of Godzilla wearing like a bow tie and sunglasses and sometimes a full suit. And I saw a couple things, but the one thing I grabbed was this nightlight. And it's still in the box. He's like doing the little dance, sunglasses, a bow tie. It's got him in the suit on the side. And this is in such good condition. I don't know if it's been opened or plugged in, but I am starting the Godzilla in a bow tie collection. I mean, this fits in perfectly with the kind of stuff
100%
I collect. And
there's a lot of things like that. That's the fun thing. It's like you can discover new things.
There's so much. Yeah. So I needed this. It was my pickup where I was like, I have spent some money, but this has got to happen. So I got it. I picked it up. Loved it.
And that was from our good buddy Gary over at Toy Matrix.
Yeah. Thank you for grabbing this for me.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff. Man, couple more things. Hey, this is another thing off of my top 10 list that I'm about to show off here.
Ooh.
In fact, Jay, this was number 1.
So do I need to do this?
The top 10 wishlist pickup alert.
Yes, this is number 1 on my wish list. And what's really funny, I'm going to tell the story really quick before I show it off. I was talking about it for a couple days and I was like, oh man, they got that thing I want. Should I grab it? Should I get it? And I went over and I tried to buy it and he wouldn't let me buy it. Mike at Vampire Robots, is that?
Yeah.
He was like, I asked him how much it was and he's like, oh, you probably shouldn't buy this. And I was like, what? And he was like, well, you're with Toku Toy Town, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, nah, you don't want this.
Mike's the best, yeah.
And I was like, I definitely think I do want it. When he told me the price, I was like, oh, I think I do want this.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, man, trust me. Don't. He's like, you'll see. Just don't buy it. And I was like, and my mind was going to like, oh, maybe they're about to put out a really cool one or something.
Yeah.
That's where my mind went. My
Yeah.
mind was like, oh, they must be getting ready to release something. And he's
Yeah.
like, maybe they're doing something cheaper than what he's doing, and he's saving me some money. So I thought it was weird, but I walked away. And then I was telling you this story later, a couple hours later, and you go, oh, that's because I bought it for you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's the Rampage Toys Godzilla. I fell in love with this at DCon. It was something where I had already spent my allotted amount of money and then saw this at the show like on the last day. I just love this thing. It is so weird. Like he's just every decision on the design of this guy is so strange.
Yeah.
But I love it. He's got such a weird face. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Jay, thank you for
that well earned. That was a tip for the hard work this weekend. Well, that's cool. I mean, Rampage is Rampage. And I know that was the one that I think that was the Metacom. One of the ones that did with Vinyl Wars is one of the artists they worked with.
It was Vinyl Wars.
So cool. I mean that one. I love the colorway on that one too.
It's
like that
great.
one. It's awesome.
Yeah, that like subtle green into the purple.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Oh, that's a cool toy, man. I'm very glad.
This thing's awesome, and I'm realizing that I'm starting a collection of just like ugly Godzillas, you know, or like charming,
cute Godzillas.
Yeah,
you have the cute kaiju, and you're not.
It's like charming, sort of bootleg looking Godzillas, and I like that. So this is great. Thank you so
for sure.
much. And right beside that one on my shelf, I will put another charming, sort of bootleg looking Godzilla. But I picked this up from Toku Toy Town. I picked up this Marmit.
Yeah.
I don't have like a ton of Marmit. And over the weekend, you had a couple things at your booth that like I sort of had my eye on, but it was nothing that I was like, oh, I need to take this home. Except this guy, and also the Marmit Mecha Godzillas that are like similar style. They also got the really big boxy. I was kind of staring at those as well. But this one, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna not grab it unless he's still here on Sunday. And this is just a cool toy, dude. I just like the kind of thing that I have realized I love about Sofubi is this kind of thing. Like when it gets a little weird, when they let themselves, like, it still very much looks like the Godzilla that it's supposed to look like, but like the way it's like he's kind of very skinny, his spines are sort of odd, in this really weird boxy. I just like it, and this toy feels different than some of the other Sofubi. I don't know what it is specifically, but there's something about this that feels, I don't know. It's got a good feel to it. And dude, I grabbed this from you and I love it.
Marmit, especially with their Vinyl Paradise line, they've captured that, like, they can be that kind of odd shape, odd dimension and be amazing. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very happy to have this and add it to the shelf. One more pickup. It's two toys. Toys. One more pickup. Now, this artist was basically right across the way from us, and I was like kind of staring him down while he was setting up, and I walked over and talked to him, and I was like, hey man, I'm a fan of your stuff. We talked about this. We did an episode a couple weeks back of our favorite like indie toy makers, and this was on my list. And it wasn't until after that episode I found out he was going to be there, Dominic Navarra. And I've been looking at these toys on his Instagram for a while, and he had 5 of each. And I went up to him, I was talking to him, I was like, hey dude, I know the show hasn't started yet, and I don't know how you feel about selling before the show's open, but I just want to let you know I'm buying one of each, and I am ready to buy as soon as you're ready. And he was like, well, I'm done setting up. I'm about to get out of here. And he was like, figure out which ones you want and hit me up in the morning, and we'll get it. So I had to pick these up. Like I said, we showed these off recently.
Those are soft.
Wooden, these fucking wooden, like they look.
I love that one so much.
They look like vintage kids' toys, and
Yeah.
I love these. They're so awesome. We got, his signature and stuff down on the
I just want to like pull them on a string. I think they're gonna be like,
no, man. These are amazing. He had like 5 of these, and then my favorite one.
Oh yes.
He had a couple of these, and I picked up this shit.
I love that colorway so much.
Oh my
God.
The reddish pink into
Yeah.
the purple, the like orange spray down here with the yellow spines. Oh, dude.
So good.
I love these. I love these so much. Man, these are so cool. It's so different from anything else. And I mean, it's wood, so it's not, not Sofubi, but man, this is a piece of art. This is a fucking piece of art. I love this so much. So,
And that dude sold out of his stuff in a
first
split
day. Yeah.
first
Like,
day.
I mean, I don't even know if he was halfway through the day. He was gone. He had wrote a little letter that said sold out. Thank you. And left it on his table. And he just pieced the fuck out. And I was like, good for him, dude.
And how about the, he did have the prototype of a vinyl toy he's working on that is Godzilla as a hot dog. And it's amazing.
I'll be the first person to order that thing.
Yeah, I'll be number 2 because it looked awesome.
Great stuff from Dominic Navarra, man. Like,
It's a name we're gonna watch out for. And
I mean, as soon as that guy gets into Sofubi, especially like, imagine if he starts doing. What if he did a Sofubi that looked like that? You know what I mean? Like, kept the same kind of design, but did it. Oh man, I loved it. That's my pickups, Jay. That's what I got.
You got a top 10 list. You got 2 because I forgot the humanoid one, and then you also got one off of your top 10 favorite original kaiju artists. And honestly, the Rampage one can kind of be on both lists. But yeah. Hey, what a G Fest! I mean, this was like our Kaiju Go and Decon halls, and honestly, the last couple of years, my G Fest hall has not been anywhere near those.
Yeah,
and now with these, it's right on pace, right on par with those. So, awesome.
I sort of underestimated G Fest, even though I knew, even though I knew what I should be expecting. I didn't go in with like a super strong plan, which I think is the way to go, because I feel like if you go in with too rigid of a plan, you're just gonna but I knew that I was gonna get a Sea Monster series figure, and then I figured I was gonna end up with US Toys and Sunguts. Didn't know what they were gonna bring, but I had heard from you the stories of like how cheap they sell their stuff, so I was like, safe to say I'll grab something from them. But other than that, I was like, there's nothing specific that I'm looking for. I was just like, I'm just going to see what's there, and whatever I feel like I need, I'll buy.
Yeah.
And I did.
And you did.
I did. And in a couple weeks, I'm going to do the same thing at Kaiju Go.
I know.
And then a couple months after that, Comic-Con. Fuck Comic. I almost canceled Comic-Con. I spent so much money at G-Fest, I was like, maybe I stay home. But, I was talking to Peter, and we were talking about Comic-Con and G-Fest and how Comic-Con is so different. And like, there's a couple things I'll pick up. But to me, the kind of toys that I pick up at Comic-Con, that kind of stuff is always like, I might end up getting rid of it. It's stuff that's like really fun in the moment. Maybe I'll stand in line and buy a $30 Chucky toy or something. Something silly. Yeah. But Sofubi is different. Sofubi it's more meaningful. It has a longer lasting. Like sometimes I will, and this is a problem a lot of toy collectors have. But sometimes I'll go to Target and I'll impulse buy something that's probably not very expensive, but like I'll be like, why did I buy? I'm gonna have to get rid of these toys now, you know. But I don't ever feel like that about my Sofubi. Like every now and then I'll buy a piece. I mean, it's maybe happened twice where I buy a piece and I'm like, okay, I might get rid of this. But the only reason I get rid of it is because there's a better colorway out there, you know. And I'm like, ooh, I want that one, you know. So Sofubi is just different, you know. Like I go to Comic-Con every year and I have never gone and been like, well, just spent $1,500 on toys. It's like I spent $200 or something. You know what I mean? So I am not. I'll pick up a couple things, but they won't be things that have an impact to my life the way Godzilla and Sofubi does.
Well said, man. I think that's it's the fun part of it, the part that makes you want to come back and go to these events, but also the part that's like, oh, I need more money.
Well, I just know next year I'm saving up more money before we go to G-Fest. Think about it.
We went to Japan before, so that'll help.
Japan was a big thing, and you know, it really felt good being able to kind of do that sort of buying again to, you know, get me out of the post-Japan funk. Yeah. But yeah, we won't have Japan, so it will be easier. But yeah, dude, I'm excited to go back to G-Fest next year. There's some things that me and you have already talked about that I'm excited to think about throughout the year, and I'm excited to work that booth again and hang out with all these people, you know, to go see midnight movies. And it was a fucking good time, man. The whole thing was good. And yeah, I want to do it forever.
Yeah. And hey, one thing you didn't mention, and I know you would never mention it, but I want to call it out so we don't forget. We sold some of your prints of our awesome the background mural, what you'll see on our site, that kind of like Toku Toy Town coming alive, Kaiju Land USA print. And you sold and signed a lot of them over the course of the weekend. And that was really cool.
It was cool. I was actually really surprised how many we ended up selling, but we did sell a lot of those. And thank you for doing that. You know, like you just kind of got those printed on your own, and
they're awesome.
Yeah, they sold really well. And, you know, if anybody's listening who bought one of those, thank you, because that was weird to me. And it was like a thing I've never done before, having people like want me to sign art. And yeah, that was awesome. That was very cool. Yeah.
It's a nice little cherry on the top.
Yeah, dude. Jay, you got anything else?
No, let's go to G-Fest again.
God, I want to go to sleep so bad. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll find, 2 weeks, we'll be back. We'll talk about something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe a movie, not Shin Kamen Rider, because I haven't watched it.
Hey, Wonderfest will happen. We'll talk about what happened at Wonderfest.
There you go. Some toy reveals. We'll have some stuff, some news. But,
maybe I'll watch Crabs by then.
Dude, watch Crab. I think I'm going to buy it on DVD. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys later. Bye.